Andrew Bogut reveals $246 million trade bombshell that would make unstoppable Philadelphia 76ers duo even better. Keep watching for the full scoop. Bogut making big revelations on his podcast. Former NBA player Andrew Bogut of Australia dropped a surprise on his Rogue Bogues podcast, saying that the league may soon be seeking for its next big three. After persuading James Harden to join Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving in Brooklyn, the Nets were immediately elevated to title contenders. It was the finest potential basketball triumvirate in history, but it never came to fruition due to injuries and Irving's vaccine dispute, which resulted in Harden being moved to the Philadelphia 76ers last month. He has subsequently formed a deadly duo with Joel Embiid, who has stated that the combo is unstoppable as the Sixers race towards the playoffs. However, according to Bogut, Philadelphia might become even more terrifying before next season, with the former NBA big man suggesting a blockbuster move is in the works. What Bogut said: he stated that he heard a significant rumor from certain NBA insiders. Big Three to Philly. Bradley Beal of the Washington Wizards is the third member of that Big Three, according to Bogut. Bogut stated that Beal is attempting to go to Philadelphia over the offseason in order to join forces with Harden and Embiid. Philly is plainly anxious to get rid of Tobias Harris, and has been for quite some time in his perspective, and he believes that they're much keener now to free up that cap space in some way. It'll almost certainly have to be a sign and trade with Philadelphia, but don't be shocked if a Big Three emerges in Philadelphia. That's the word on the street. Zach Lowe's conspiracy theory. It follows an intriguing conspiracy from ESPN's Zach Lowe last month, who claimed that Harden will decline his $47 million player option for next season and instead re-sign for less money so that Philadelphia can dump Tobias Harris into someone's cap space and open up an almost max slot for a third star if they dump some other people. According to Lowe's theory, that's the one getting a lot of attention in the league, and some who say that think that if it happens, the league office's eyebrows could raise. While a Harris sign and trade may work, the Sixers would need to pique the Wizards' interest in the 30-year-old, who is owed just under $77 million over the next 2 seasons. To make the deal work, the 76ers would almost certainly need to add either Tyrese Maxey or Matisse Thybulle, both of whom they declined to include in the Nets trade. As the Ben Simmons crisis dragged on, Philadelphia was in dire need of a solution, making a move for Beal. Right now, the Sixers are unquestionably title contenders thanks to Embiid and Harden, and there's no reason not to make a move for Beal. He would undoubtedly be a fantastic fit alongside Philadelphia's top combo, but it's worth considering whether the team can already win a championship without him. The forthcoming playoffs should provide an answer to that topic. Beal has a player option for 2022-23, but he can alternatively wait until the offseason to sign a 5-year max contract with the Wizards for about $246 million. If Beal joins a new team, he will sign a 4-year, $179 million contract. Given Beal's 4-year agreement with Washington would be valued at about $181 million, he might be better suited waiting until free agency in the summer to re-sign. After undergoing wrist surgery, Beal is presently out for the remainder of the season. Can Philly still get rid of Tobias? Is there still a chance the Philadelphia 76ers may part ways with Tobias Harris this offseason? Yes, despite all of James Harden's love for his new teammate, if things don't click on the court, moving on from Harris makes more sense than moving on from Harden or Joel Embiid. However, after sacrificing most of their assets to close a trade before the deadline, the now Ben Simmons-less Philadelphia 76ers aren't exactly loaded with assets to make such a move viable, especially in a season where there isn't an apparent third option on the market. It's better to strike it fortunate on the trade market for a young player or sign a real contributor with the exception of a mid-level player than to hope that a third star would find his way to the city of brotherly love. NBA news: Simmons in the Nets. Fans from the Philadelphia 76ers gathered to boo Ben Simmons. They were booing their own team by the third quarter as the Brooklyn Nets made a statement while their Australian star sat on the sideline. Simmons had it from the minute he walked out of the team hotel in Philadelphia until the moment he stepped on the floor, but he came out on top 129-100 due to his teammates. The 25-year-old left the Sixers under acrimonious circumstances, having not played a single game this season due to mental health issues. As Simmons sought a trade, his unwillingness to play this season raised the ire of the Sixers supporters. He ultimately got his dream before the trade deadline, joining a number of other Sixers studs, including Seth Curry, who dropped 24 points on Thursday in exchange for James Harden. As a result, many supporters had Thursday's date highlighted on their calendars, thinking Simmons would be making his comeback to the field, but a backflare flare-up meant the Australian made the journey but did not participate. It was rumored to be the most in-demand Sixers home ticket in the previous decade, providing a venue for Philadelphia supporters to express their annoyances. Cade Cunningham, Rookie of the Year? With less than a month left in the NBA regular season, we've arrived at the home stretch. This is the time of year when teams start jockeying for position, when a good finishing kick may make or break a player's individual performance, when speculative claims regarding the league's yearly honors become definitive. Cade Cunningham, for example, is the Rookie of the Year. That was the talk in Detroit this week after the Pistons beat Atlanta in overtime for their third straight win and sixth in 9 games. Not maybe, not ought to be, but is, as if the case has been resolved. He's Rookie of the Year, Coach Dwayne Casey stated after Cunningham outdueled Hawks All-Star Trae Young with 28 points, 6 rebounds, and 10 assists. Casey is not incorrect, but he's not entirely correct either. It's okay for him to push his candidate. That's what most teams do, whether it's a coach or a teammate asked by a reporter or an entire marketing department, crafting a campaign to persuade voters, but the polls aren't in just yet. Stephen Curry rising to the top. Over the next several games, Stephen Curry should rise atop the NBA all-time scoring chart. Stephen Curry's newest achievement came with a shot he has perfected more than any other player in NBA history. The 2-time Kia MVP and 3-time NBA champion topped 20,000 career points with a memorable three-pointer from just inside the midcourt logo at the conclusion of Golden State's 113-102 win over Denver on Thursday. The shot was tracked 33 feet out from the rim, his 21st of the season from 30 feet or further. Curry is the 49th player in NBA history to surpass 20,000 points. He already leads the Warriors' all-time scoring leaderboard. In the following days, he is expected to pass Anton Jamison with 20,042 and Tom Chambers with 20,049 on the league's all-time scoring record, with the possibility to go even higher. Golden State is tied for second place in the Western Conference with Memphis after 15 games played on Thursday. Curry and the Warriors are trying to make the playoffs for the first time since the 2019 finals, when they were defeated by Toronto. A rundown of the current situation of NBA teams. The regular season is still 5 weeks away. While some teams can take their time down the stretch, others are in a hurry. In areas like Brooklyn, Atlanta, and Los Angeles, the stakes have never been greater. The Nets are attempting to put everyone on the court. Their setback in Boston on Sunday was the first time they played with Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and Seth Curry together, and it would be good to allow the three some time to mature. But with Irving eligible to play in 6 of the team's last 17 games, that time isn't available. And considering their defensive woes, Ben Simmons may come in handy. However, he is not yet ready to play. The Hawks are attempting to compensate for their lack of concentration earlier in the season, and they can really profit from Brooklyn's issues. However, they will need to improve on both sides of the floor if they're to have a realistic chance of making the playoffs. The Lakers have a puncher's chance in the play-in, but a play-in position is not guaranteed until they can back up their most recent victory with some true consistency. In terms of consistency, the Phoenix Suns have held the top place in the power rankings for the 6th week in a row, despite losing 3 of their 6 games since the All-Star break. The reigning Western Conference champions almost beat the defending Eastern Conference champions on the road on Sunday, despite missing their 2 greatest players. Well, that's a wrap for this video. Do you think Philly should go all out to secure Bradley Beal? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.